Welcome back. Now, in our last episode, we finished gathering the 2 artifacts we needed to destroy the meteor, and we got some cult powder for our efforts. Now, upon returning to the castle, it turns out it's been invaded by some Ilcids, who are... they're ass-kickers extraordinaire, so let's see what this guy has to say.
The Ilcids invaded the fortress, and Lord Lunshire has been locked up in prison. Save him! Save the kingdom!
Yeah. Well, he won't be needing his food anymore. Now, our mana is running very low, and despite the fact that we're pretty tough, Ilcids are not the kind of characters you go toe-to-toe with swords. They will slaughter us. So, I'm curious. Protection from fire. I did figure out, by the way, why I can't cast telekinesis. I am actually missing a rune. A pretty fundamental one, I'm surprised. I forgot about it, actually.
Go.
I wonder. There he is. Oh god. I'm sorry. Leave me alone. God damn it. Yeah. Yep. They're very, very, very tough. Despite the fact that we're pretty tough. It's not as if we're pushovers, but god damn.
The Ilcids invaded the fortress, and Lord Lunshire has been locked up in prison. Save him! Save the kingdom!
319. I think we're at a point where we're not going to be leveling up anymore. We're at level 8 now, so I think the character that we have is the character that we're going to have for the rest of the game. I'm just going to grind some stuff up while my mana regens. I'm trying to save our mana for later, and our mana potions, I should say, because they will come in very handy, and we're not going to have the luxury of sort of running around waiting for it to regen at later stages. I think that should do for now. Might have to revisit the alchemist. Why have I still got bottles of blood? Bloody hell. Anyway, right, so we have 3 fireballs queued up, and the scum is wandering about outside. I don't know if we've got enough mana to cast all 3. I may have to use 1 mana potion to deal with this. Okay. I don't think there's much point in collecting their stuff, because we've got we've got more gold than we could ever possibly hope to know what to do with. So I can hear them wandering around. What? I finally discovered also what these secret passageways do. They allow us to have a slightly easier time of getting to of getting to the prison. Not massively better, but I think we get to avoid a couple of fights. I've got almost no mana left. Bloody hell. Okay. Oh, bollocks. I'll be taking that. I think that allows us to bypass maybe a couple of fights, but I think that's about it. There's another one out here. Oop. See, the strange thing is just the extreme dichotomy of using fireballs versus attacking them. I mean, it's not as if we're using, like, look at our weapon. This is like a plus 10 weapon. It's a pretty strong weapon. Probably one. Oh, hang on.
Kultar. It was all a trap to get rid of you, Shigar. As soon as I found out their plan, I knew I couldn't let them do it, my friend.
Thank you, but where's the king?
Iserbius doesn't give a shit about the king. If the king is alive, he's in hiding. He's probably holed up with the rest of his people in the guard room.
Ah, I'm beginning to understand why the Ilsids did not kill all the humans in the kingdom.
That would be madness. Akbar's hungry, and Iserbius saves some of them as a supply of fresh meat for his master. Akbar will eat every last one if he gets the chance.
Kultar, what brought you to work for the Ilsids and Iserbius?
When I got out of jail, it seemed like a good idea. Iserbius is very persuasive, you know, and he's got big ideas. He wants to bring the sun back to Arx and get all the humans out of these rat-infested caves. For someone like me who has been outside, that sort of plan makes perfect sense. Now get out of here, quick. Use the sewers. I'll make something up to tell the others.
It's nice to see our old friend Kultar again, but kind soul that he is, he's left us the most hilariously overpowered armor in the game. So...
Guardian, I know you can hear me, for you wear the armor of one of my fold. The traitor Kultar saved you this time. You are in luck, Guardian, but it will not last. Nothing in Arx can stop the coming of my master. It's already too late. Akbar and I are almost there.
Who the hell was that? That wasn't Iserbius. Never mind. So, yeah, AC plus 38. It boosts our strength by 3, plus 20% magic, and plus 2 strength from the leggings, plus 30 AC, plus 20% magic. Basically, this turns us into a walking tank. I mean, the Ilsids are so hilariously overpowered, it won't quite save us from them. But anyway, let's get out of this hellhole.
Incompetence! The Guardian has escaped! Leave this pathetic kingdom to the humans and return to our refuge immediately!
Yes, Oscar-worthy material there. Now, okay, so we kind of got sidetracked there because of that little assault on the castle. We now have the cult powder, so, and the meteor has been destroyed. So now, technically speaking, Krahaz and Zohark are fucking useless. We have no reason to keep them on us, so we will duly dump them in due time. However, we need to speak to the king to find out what we have to do next, because now that the meteor's been destroyed, that should be our mission over, right? Of course it won't be. Of course it won't be. But just humour me for the moment.
Many thanks, Shagar. You have saved the kingdom. We shall be eternally grateful to you.
I have destroyed the meteor in the temple of Akbar.
I am afraid that this will not be enough to stop Akbar from coming to Arx.
But that is impossible. That meteor was his energy channel.
What you have done was indispensable in weakening Akbar. But according to my estimations, Akbar has had time to gather enough energy to attempt to incarnate here on Arx. I believe Iserbius has a secret den where he is preparing to invoke Akbar and offer his body as vessel for the incarnation.
How can we prevent this from happening?
We can't. The only way would have been to kill him before this fusion took place. It will take him some time to channel the immense energy of Akbar, but during this process, he will be immune to most weapons. You will need the most powerful of all the eldritch weapons in existence to confront this abomination and destroy the link between Iserbius and Akbar.
Where can I find this weapon?
I'm afraid no such weapon exists. You must have one forged for this specific purpose. There is a book called The Theory of the Ultimate Weapon, which explains how to create such a weapon. You will need it.
I will act as quickly as possible.
Well, of course it wasn't going to be that simple. It never is. Okay, so what we've learned is that all that bullshit was basically worthless. But for one thing, we now have, if I can find it, cult powder. That will come in useful for the next stage. Hang on a second. I'm just going to turn down the volume a little bit because we're wearing the equivalent of an Abrams tank. And it's very noisy when I walk, so sorry about that. Anyway, let's just drop off these because we really don't need them anymore. You might need to make a quick visit to... you know what? We have no ability to pick anything, really, of import, so we might as well just get rid of all our lockpicks and save ourselves some space. Get rid of that as well, because as far as I know we don't need it anymore. And we'll sell off all this bullshit. We're not going to need that. We're not going to be need. I can't. Of course, I can't drop a stack, can I?
You guys snored so strong last night, I could hardly get some sleep.
Oh, hush up. We have an enchant object. We'll keep that on us for now, at least. And I think we're largely okay. I don't really think there's anything else for us to use. Oh, we don't need the bottle of blood, actually. We'll keep the bottle of blood. I think that's us for now. Now I'm going to go sell some stuff. In the meantime, I'm going to explain what happens next. Now, with the cult powder, you may have remembered that we went down to the dwarves and used their forge. Now we used up part of the mithril that we got, but we left behind some. Now we need the remainder of the mithril to forge
Always the same.
Oh, shut up. And forge the ultimate weapon. Lightning projection, fireball, don't need that. Detect trap, don't need that. Dispel field. Fireball. I wish they would keep a consistent. Keep that actually. That might come in useful. Curse that as well. Levitate, get rid of that. And reveal, get rid of that as well. I wish they would keep a consistent.
I'm sure I forgot something.
You shut the hell up. I wish they would keep a constant colour code to the scrolls. That would make it much easier to use. Anyway, so we have Kulk. What we need to do now is actually we'll need to speak to the snake woman in the castle because we need to find out how to forge the ultimate. What the bloody hell! Ugh! It's twice I've gotten stuck in that. We need to figure out how to forge the ultimate weapon, basically. Now, we have mithril, so that's part 1. We have the cult powder, that's part 2, because we need to use it to alloy the mithril. And we need something else, something to enchant the weapon to make it capable of killing Akbar. Now, we don't know how to do that just yet, but we're going to look for a book that will tell us how to do it. Yeah, okay. I'm not going to open the guardroom door because it basically makes guards start patrolling here, and they always get in the goddamn way. Because like this corridor is very thin, and he will take up part of the corridor and make it impossible for us to get past.
I seek a book called The Theory of the Ultimate Weapon.
I'm sorry, Shagar. You won't find that tome here. To find it, you must visit the library held by my sisters.
God. Okay. While we're here, brew up some potions. Oops. We're also very, very close to the point in the game where we have to decide what we're going to do for our ending. Now, I'm going to aim for the, I suppose you could call it the quote-unquote best ending. I mean, they're not really endings because they don't take place at the very end, I suppose. They're kind of like cutscenes that play immediately before you enter the final dungeon, I suppose you could call it. So they're not really endings. I guess they kind of frame the ending in a positive or negative light, but we're going to try and go for the best one, incidentally, because it also gives us a pretty neat item, and it also gives us access to a pretty interesting area as well, namely the lower portion of the where am I going? Namely the lower portion of the crypt, level 5, I believe, which we specifically didn't go down, because it's just a pain in the arse to navigate. I have actually scouted ahead down there, between here and the last video, because it was driving me nuts, because I remember that I've been able to solve the area before, but when I went down there I flipped one lever and completely apropos of nothing I was insta-killed by a flame trap. I went back down there just to sort of I don't know, clarify a few things, and I eventually managed to work my way through it, but again, there was absolutely no rhyme or reason to the puzzles. It was just completely random. Every single lever down there, bar the only one that I flipped the last time I tried, opened something. It's basically a very, very long chain of constantly opening switches. And I just happened to flip the wrong one. And there's no warning of any kind. It was extremely frustrating. Absolutely no warning, just one hit kill. And you can't use things like reveal trap or disarm trap on it either. But anyway, enough whining. So we need to go to the Sisters of Aedirnium. Actually, what we're going to do is we're going to pick up a decent shield while we're here, because we now finally have the strength to wield it. Hell yes. Oh yeah, we look the part now. So now we're going to see the Sisters of Aedirnium and see what they have to say, or at least find this book. Caves and Sisters of Aedirnium. Yeah. See what you have to say for yourself.
Sealash. I come seeking a book that will tell me how to make the ultimate weapon.
I knew you would ask me that. So take this tome. It explains how to forge such a weapon. This is yet another favor the Order has done for you.
So she gave us a book. Again, pause if you'd like to read it, but basically what it says is the only way to create the ultimate weapon, or the only way to find an ultimate weapon, is to create it. The only way to create it is to use mithril, and basically give it to the best metalsmiths the world has ever known, i.e. the dwarves. So it also gives us an interesting little hint. A dragon's egg. Now this allows the weapon to damage the element that it's made of. For example, iron weapon will do more damage to iron. Now, if let's say, for example, we created a weapon that was alloyed with Kultar. Now, if we did that, we would be able to harm something that was, well, composed of it, I guess. So, if we alloy a weapon with Kultar and enchant it with a dragon egg, then we might be having ourselves some fun. Incidentally, that's why I'm now up here on level 2. There is an area we haven't been to yet. And it's a bit of a pain to navigate, but we're going to have to do it anyway. There's our old friend Gru. And our not so old friend, a rat. Thank you. Now, we have to kind of I guess cheat, I suppose, because if we were to just sit or stand on the regular ground there and try and float across, we wouldn't be able to, because we wouldn't be high enough, despite the fact that we were literally maybe like a toenail's height away from being able to actually do so. Levitation in this game is a bit of an annoyance. we go. What was that? Invisibility ring. Let's crunch these up for later use, shall we? There we go. Now we're getting dangerously close to the surface, which is why we are starting to see ice around the place. I could have sworn there was something here to pick up, but never mind. So yeah, we're getting very close. These are the crystal caves. We're getting very close to the surface. We're going to see a very particular person who might help us with our sword enchanting. What was that? Cyprian Longsword of Force. Strength, Constitution, AC+. Nah. As I say, we're going to be getting our enchanted weapon fairly soon, so there's not really much point. So let's head up.
I need something to hold on to so I can jump onto the ledge. Perhaps if I try to break off a stalactite.
No sooner said than done. Oh. Yeah, this game has a very odd glitch. Never mind.
Must eat now.
Oops, wait a second. Let's have some grub. Okay, I don't know if I'll be able to get across there. Will I? See, that's very annoying. It's extremely annoying. We might be able to just... Actually, no, let's not risk it. I have attempted to cross that before and not been able to do it, and I don't really want to risk falling from this height. We're going to have to sort of glitch our way across this time. So we're going to sort of... There we go, now we can cross. I wonder what's in here actually. There's another bag, but I don't think we can pick up any more bags. Not that we really need to. Levitate, dispel field, some plated armor, axe. However, we can float across from here. So, hang on. Should help shorten the journey a bit. Ugh. And that's York. Not massively useful. I think we've had about 4 copies of them so far. More levitate. Well, I suppose, on reflection, if we were not a magic user, or if we had totally concentrated on other skills, we'd be rather boned at this point if we didn't have levitate scrolls. So. And across we go. Maybe speed up a bit. There we go. Not going to need that. Technically, we don't really need much of anything at this point. We're very close to the end. What am I doing? Oops. Of course, it wouldn't work. That's better. Now this guy has... I think that's the last rune in the game. I might be wrong about that. I'm pretty sure that's the last rune. But that allows us to finally cast telekinesis, among other things. Now, let's go meet our friend who's going to help us enchant our sword.
Aren't you cold? I think it would be better if you left. The cold must be unbearable for you.
He's rather polite for a dragon. The thing is, I'm pretty certain he should have spoken to us or said something, but never mind. So, earlier we found, or throughout the game, we found a book that talked about dragons and how they have a very specific number of scales. Now, if we give him some gold corresponding to that quantity...
This sum is correct, Guardian. Take this egg, and may the wisdom of dragons guide your sword.
We get a dragon egg, which is the other part that we need to enchant our weapon. I am 99% certain that he should have... there should have been some kind of cutscene, or he should have spoken to us or something, but anyway, who gives a shit? I don't think... Nah, just a torch. Now, if we wanted to, we could kill him. And by doing so, we would have access to all the other dragon eggs. We would also have access to dragon bones as well, which basically allow us to enchant our weapon, but we're not going to do that. It seems a shame to kill what could very possibly be one of the last of his kind. And also he helped us. Not particularly fond of killing creatures that help us. Hang on. Oops. This magic system is really quite annoying at times. Okay, right. I don't know if we'll be able to... okay, save. Oof, okay, we did. Right, now that we have the dragon egg, what we need to do is go back down to the dwarven level and forge our final sword. At that point we will then be faced with our choice, which I'll describe once we actually arrive at it. But I don't know if this armour has slowed us down as well. It seems to be very, very slow. Okay, Dwarf Kingdom. Oops. Now, down we go. It's a shame that we didn't get to meet the dwarves, or I mean, I guess we do have the run of the place once the Hell Beast is dead. But I don't know. I just find this. I find the dwarven realm kind of intriguing. It kind of feels as if we've missed out by having everyone be slaughtered. But anyway, ho hum. It does mean that we get to use all of their gear without being hassled by them. So, because no doubt, if they were all alive, in order to use their forge, we would have had to journey to the surface and beyond in order to satisfy them. That seems to be the case with these games. So we have our cult powder. I really hate the way it's spelt and pronounced. Feels like I've got a mouthful of marbles when I say it. Great. So, what we're going to do is we're going to create a saber, because I prefer one-handed weapons. Put in the 2 chunks of mithril, and then the cult powder, and then we have ourselves a piece of mithril with cult alloyed with it. Now we put that in here. Where the hell is it? There we go. Then we activate the machine to create our ultimate weapon. Or the start of our ultimate weapon. Damage plus 20. That's mental. So, a meteor saber. So now that we have that, we now have 3 choices. We can take the dragon egg and the sword to the Sisters of Adarnium, and they will enchant the weapon for us. However, in order to do that, we have to give up the location of the rebels. Basically, we have to be the kind of rebel trooper to Darth Vader, and give them up. Which results in all of the rebels being slaughtered, save for Alia. Where the hell am I going? This way. Yeah, this is the entrance. Because she's actually the princess, and in order to create the new queen, they need someone of royal blood, aka her. That's the bad ending. The second one is we can do it ourselves. We can enchant the weapon ourselves using a scroll, or just using our own spellcasting ability. Doing that with nothing else gives us the kind of I suppose it gives us the neutral ending, really. Because if we do that, then we get a cutscene where the snake ladies come in, and just as Alia and the king are having a tearful reunion, the snake ladies come in and say, basically, we want her, give her to us, or we will basically go mental and kill everyone. And then she voluntarily goes with them. That's kind of the neutral ending. The best ending, however, requires us to solve a pretty what am I doing? Hang on a second. Sorry. Yeah, we have to go down to level 5 of the crypt, like I was saying earlier, to solve a particular problem there, or to start a quest, because the quest starts there. It's not actually completed there. Okay, but what we'll do is we'll go to the Sisters of Adarnium, and I'll show you what happens when we speak to her. Out the way.
Shigar, to what do we owe the honor of your visit?
Akba's coming to this dimension is imminent, even though the energy channel was destroyed. However, there is a way of stopping him. Will you help me?
Of course, we will. What wouldn't we do for you, beloved Guardian? Remember, though, that you must help us in return. When the moment arises, you need a magic weapon, powerful enough to have an effect on the cold stone, even when it is in resonance with Akbar. To achieve this, you must forge this weapon in an alloy containing Kolk powder. Then, you will need a dragon's egg to complete the spell, for only this ingredient can retain the power of such a spell.
I shall return soon.
So that's where she makes us the offer. We could, if we wanted to, offer her the egg and the oh god, shut up. We could offer her the egg and the sword. Just a second, till I get somewhere where I'm not going to be spoken over. We could give her the sword and the egg, and then we will have a final choice. She will basically stand at that table out there. Actually, what we can do is, once we've completed the game, I will save at this point. Let's just save. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to have to go back up to the crypt. This one. and we're going to have to head down into the crypt again. Now, I think we may have to sell some stuff, because we have got a shit ton of it. In all honesty, I'm not even sure what the point is, because we've got so much money now, and there's at this point in the game there's almost nothing to spend it on, unless we like royally screwed up and used up all our health and mana potions. But we've got, I mean, we're not as good as I'd like, but we've got plenty enough, I think. Certainly more than enough to last us till the end of the game. Let's sell off all of our weapons and armament. Oh, we can't sell the mithril. Never mind. I think that should be everything. Yeah, that should be everything. We don't actually need the mithril saber anymore, but what the hell. Speaking of, if we were to kill... Oh god, bloody hell, they've come back. Now, you may remember... Oh god. Ah! Right, die. Oh, shitbrick. You may remember that there was... Oh, god, go away. Ugh. I shall try again. You may remember that there was a character around here who was trapped as a chicken. Now there is a way to save him, but the way of doing that requires a dragon egg. Now we can only get one dragon egg from the dragon without killing him, which means the only way to complete that quest and finish the game is to kill the dragon. Oh, go away. Right, hang on. Oh, bollocks. So, these guys are like incredibly annoying. Come on, with a weapon this powerful, surely he can't survive that much. Thank you. Right. What? How did he survive two of them? Okay. Well, that's not going to do much. The magic system in this game is very much starting to grate on my nerves. No, thanks. For the love of God, go away! He's down. Okay, down we go. Now, as you may have noticed, this place has repopulated itself with undead from God knows where, but never mind. I mean, at least zombies are not nearly as dangerous as mummies, but whatever. Okay, so we need to go down to level 4. I sincerely hope these doorways are still open, because they have a tendency to open and close whenever they goddamn feel like it. Thank Christ. Right. Down to Level 4. Quick save, just in case. Oops. Okay, now as I said, I actually scouted this area beforehand. Simply because the puzzle, such as it is, was confusing me. Because I don't remember there ever being any clues for this area. Like there's nothing which tells you how to solve the lever puzzle at the end of this area. But oh, hang on. There we go. Oh god, he's still alive. Right. There we go. Okay, I'm 99% sure this is trapped, and since we actually do have the ability to. There we go. There we go. A magic plated chest. Well, we're wearing the best armour in the game. So there's not really much point in that. Never mind. But yeah, the puzzle lever... The lever puzzle, I should say, sorry, at the end of here is completely nonsensical. It's very tedious. Where are we? There is an unpleasant surprise. Actually, hang on. There he is. Is that him? Yes, he is. It's not particularly useful. Again, we're wearing the best armor in the... Never mind. So, at the end of this corridor, we have... Through here is a puzzle, but we can't reach it yet. Follow the Watchman's instructions, which is basically telling us about a puzzle that's in there, which is not particularly useful at this point in time. Go away, bloody hell! Okay, that's fine. I think I was trapped down here for about 45 minutes trying to work out this goddamn puzzle. Down, lad. Because it really doesn't make any, like, okay, you flip that switch, it opens a door somewhere in here. You go down here, turn to your right. This is a fucking death trap. There is no rhyme or reason to it. There's no indicate. Well, I suppose you technically think that might be it, but otherwise there's no indicator. You flip it, it's a one-hit death kill. It's insane. So I was terrified of flipping any other switches while I was down here. I don't think there's anything else in here. And that's apparently a trap, it doesn't seem to do anything. Never mind. So, we need to find our way through this area. Yeah. And flip all the switches. That area is empty. Oh, God almighty! Yeah, there's someone behind there. So flip that. Oh, God almighty! I wouldn't... I honestly, it annoys me. I don't know what annoys me more, the noise they make, or the fact that they're capable of blocking you. Rats should not be able to block you. What the hell is going on? Thank you. No, there is a lever here. And also there's something here as well, which I don't quite understand. I don't think it's a healing. It has the healing effect around it, but I don't think I'm damaged. Yeah, I'm not damaged, so I can't really tell, but it seems very odd, but never mind. Oh god, Jesus, right. Apologies for the auditory molestation, but there we go. I don't think that actually hit the switch. Could have exploded before, but never mind. We have a key. Now, at this point, I can't quite remember. No, not this way. So we flipped a switch. No, that's a dead end. That's a dead end as well. I vaguely remember that I need to flip one of these switches back again. No, that doesn't work. No, if memory serves, that's not the case. I don't need to flip a switch back again. I think I'm just missing a switch. I may jump cut if I end up wandering around for too long. That doesn't go anywhere. That has already been flipped. No, it's a death trap. I'm very dangerously close to flipping that. No, that's not it either. Yeah, I think I may jump cut. Back in a second. Well, we finally managed to solve the lever puzzle. I did cut out some more lever flipping, but believe me, you missed nothing. Oh. Okay, so we're gonna have to fight our way through some floating weaponry. I don't know how effective fireballs will be against this thing. Oh. Oops. There's another one. Oh, it's a hammer.
Yeah.
Where are you? Oh, come on. Is that? No. There we go. That's strange. I wonder if there's like a body or anything. Nope, nothing at all. So this is what the instructions outside were telling us. So he's pointing to this switch. And he looks a bit he has like a bit like a kind of shit happens look that it looks just mental. He looks like he's doing like a kind of like either a finger gun or like a kind of like tapping on his head to indicate craziness. There we go. And here we go.
Well done. So, you think you have overcome all the obstacles, but you have just got yourself into the worst situation you could ever imagine. You will never get out of here alive. Believe what I say. Trust the words of a dead man.
Cool. And on that note, I think that's a good place to wrap up the episode. So, see you next time.